It looks like the blue side of Glasgow is on the brink of a significant shift, and it's all pointing toward one man, Kevin Muscat. Yes, after weeks of speculation, links, and growing anticipation, the word coming out of Ibrox is that Muscat has agreed to take over as the club's new head coach. For many Rangers supporters, this is a name that brings a mix of nostalgia and curiosity. Muscat is no stranger to the club, and now, after carving out a successful managerial career overseas, he's reportedly preparing to return to where it all began, this time with the responsibility of leading the first team into a new era. His expected appointment couldn't come at a more critical time. Rangers have been sailing through rough waters lately, especially after the sacking of Russell Martin, who lasted just over 4 months in the job. It was a period defined by inconsistency, disappointment, and a desperate search for identity on the pitch. And with that backdrop, Muscat arrives with a reputation for intensity, tactical organization, and a brand of football that excites as much as it challenges. For a club desperate to re-establish dominance both in Scotland and in European competitions, this feels like a calculated gamble, but one with serious upside if it pays off. Muscat's managerial path has been impressive. He didn't take the easy route. Instead, he built his reputation in the demanding environments of Australia and Japan before taking charge in China, where he's currently steering Shanghai Port toward the top of the table. It's there that he's demonstrated his ability to handle pressure, implement a dynamic style of play, and most importantly, win. Now, Rangers fans will be eager to see how those experiences translate to Scottish football, which is a unique beast in itself. From the boardroom, it's clear this decision wasn't made lightly. There was an open letter addressed to supporters not long ago, where key figures at the club acknowledged past mistakes and vowed to set things right. The club's vice chairman and one of its leading board members admitted that recent performances were far from acceptable and promised to bring in a manager who reflects the ambitions of Rangers, not just domestically, but across Europe as well. That promise looks set to be fulfilled in the form of Muscat, who's expected to sign a long-term deal and will be joined by another familiar face in former Rangers winger Neil McCann, who is tipped to join the coaching staff. The timing of this potential appointment is also fascinating. As the club prepares for key fixtures, including Premiership clashes and a looming League Cup showdown with rivals Celtic, the sense of urgency is real. And yet, the club appears to be handling the transition with a degree of respect and patience, particularly towards Muscat's current role in China. Reports suggest that while the deal is effectively done, Rangers will wait until after Shanghai Port's next match before making any formal announcement. It's a nod to professionalism and a sign that all parties are aiming for a smooth transition, even if time is tight. But Muscat's arrival is just one piece of the puzzle, because while Rangers prepare to welcome a new head coach, they're also fighting to keep one of their most valuable assets, midfielder Nico Raskin. The Belgian has been a standout performer for the club despite the instability around him. He's shown composure, energy, and a real understanding of the game, earning plaudits both in the Premiership and on the international stage. His performance for Belgium during the recent international break only fueled the fire, with media outlets praising his control and influence in midfield. Now, Raskin is attracting serious interest from the English Premier League, with Tottenham Hotspur reportedly among the clubs monitoring him closely. Under new boss Thomas Frank, Spurs are undergoing their own evolution, and Raskin appears to fit the profile of the kind of midfielder Frank is looking to build his team around. Young, energetic, tactically smart, and with room to grow, Raskin ticks a lot of boxes. His contract at Rangers runs until 2027, but in football, contracts are often more about leverage than guarantees. If the right offer comes along, especially from a top English club, it may be difficult for Rangers to hold firm. And that's where the problem lies. For a club already navigating the challenges of a managerial change, losing a player like Raskin would be a serious blow. Not only would it weaken the core of the team on the pitch, but it would also signal vulnerability at a time when the club is trying to show strength. There's a growing belief that Rangers must act swiftly, either by offering Raskin an improved deal to fend off potential suitors or by reinforcing the squad in ways that maintain competitiveness, even in the event of a departure. From a footballing perspective, it's easy to see why Spurs and others are circling. Raskin's style is well suited to the high-intensity, possession-based game favored by many modern managers. He wins duels, covers ground, breaks up play, and has the technical ability to progress the ball through the midfield. He's a classic box-to-box midfielder, but with the added polish of someone who's played at the highest international level. And at 24, he's entering his prime. It's no wonder clubs are watching closely. For Rangers, this all adds up to a crucial period of decision-making. They can't afford to let key players slip away without a fight, especially with a new manager coming in and trying to lay foundations. Muscat will want to work with a stable core, players he can mold into his vision for the team. And Raskin, as things stand, is absolutely central to that vision. If the club can convince him to stay, even better. If not, then they'll need to ensure any departure is on their terms, and that the funds are reinvested wisely to strengthen the squad for what lies ahead. In the meantime, it's under-19 coach Stephen Smith who's set to take charge of the senior team for the upcoming fixture against Dundee United. It's not ideal, but it's a necessary move as the club waits for Muscat's arrival to be finalized. There's still uncertainty about who will lead the team for the upcoming Europa League clash as well, with important domestic matches following shortly after. This is not the kind of schedule you want to face without a clear leadership structure, but Rangers are confident they can manage the transition without major disruption. What makes this moment even more pivotal is that Muscat isn't just coming in as a stopgap. This is a long-term appointment, a chance to reset and rebuild with intent. His experience in Asia has given him a global perspective, and his time in Australia, particularly with Melbourne Victory and Yokohama F. Marinos in Japan, showcased his ability to instill discipline, develop talent, and play attacking, front-foot football. That's exactly what Rangers need right now, a modern approach that still respects the values and traditions of the club. It's also worth noting that Muscat wasn't the only name on the shortlist. Danny Roll was heavily linked, but reportedly pulled out of the running after growing frustrated with the drawn-out process. And Steven Gerrard, despite being the fan-favorite wildcard, declined a return, opening the door for Muscat to emerge as the top candidate. The board, clearly, wanted someone who could bring immediate authority, tactical clarity, and a vision for the future. And in Muscat, they believe they've found that. All eyes will now turn to the official confirmation, which is expected shortly after Shanghai Port's next game. Until then, the waiting game continues. But make no mistake, this is a significant moment for Rangers Football Club. With a new manager incoming and one of their brightest talents potentially on the move, the next few weeks could shape the direction of the entire season, maybe even the years to come. The stakes are high, the pressure is real, and the decisions made now will tell us everything about where Rangers are heading. Now, while the appointment of Kevin Muscat feels like the beginning of something fresh at Ibrox, there's no escaping the fact that this new chapter opens amid lingering uncertainty and real pressure. The supporters know it, the players feel it, and the board, whether they admit it or not, are under the microscope. Because this isn't just about hiring a new manager. It's about restoring belief, re-establishing standards, and proving that Rangers are still serious contenders, not just domestically, but on the European stage too. There's a reason Muscat's name came out ahead of others. He might not have the same profile as a Steven Gerrard or the novelty factor of an up-and-coming European tactician, but what he does have is substance. A real football mind, shaped by years of experience both as a player and coach, and someone who understands what pressure feels like at the highest level. That matters, because managing Rangers is not for the faint-hearted. It's not just about tactics or training sessions. It's about handling the intensity of expectation that comes with representing one of the most historic and demanding clubs in world football. And Muscat knows this. He lived it during his time as a player. He knows what it means to walk out at Ibrox, to wear that badge, to feel the weight of an entire fan base that expects nothing less than excellence. That shared history might not guarantee success, but it gives him a head start in understanding the culture, the demands, and the no-excuses mentality that defines Rangers Football Club. That could be crucial as he attempts to bring order to a squad that has looked lost for too long. What he inherits is a group with talent, no doubt, but also a clear lack of cohesion and identity. The tactical inconsistency under Russell Martin was plain for everyone to see. One week, Rangers would press high and dominate possession. The next, they'd sit deep, invite pressure, and struggle to build from the back. The players seemed unsure of their roles, and the results reflected that. Muscat will need to change that quickly. He'll need to install his philosophy with clarity, aggressive pressing, quick transitions, wide attacking play. But more importantly, he'll need to get this group believing in something again. That process starts with the core. Every great side is built around a spine, and right now, that spine is under threat. Nico Raskin, as we talked about earlier, is central to everything good Rangers have done in recent months. His potential departure, especially to a club like Spurs, would leave a massive hole in midfield. But it's not just about his technical ability. It's about his presence, his attitude, and the example he sets on the pitch. Replacing that isn't easy. And unless the board acts fast to secure his future or find an equally influential alternative, Muscat could be forced to start this rebuild without one of his most valuable assets. And it's not just Raskin. There are other names in the squad that may soon be attracting attention, especially if performances pick up. The club has always prided itself on developing talent and moving players on when the time is right, but right now, that strategy is dangerous. This is not the time to be selling key players unless there's a clear plan to strengthen in return. With the transfer window approaching, Muscat will need support, not just in terms of budget, but in having the final say on who stays and who goes. If the club really wants to back him, they'll need to show it with actions, not just words. The good news is that Muscat has proven he can work under pressure. His stint in the Japanese league was particularly impressive. At Yokohama F. Marinos, he took over from Ange Postecoglou. No easy task, and didn't just maintain standards, he elevated them. He built a side that played fearless football, pressed high, and trusted young players to deliver on big occasions. That kind of approach could work wonders at Rangers, especially if the squad buys in early. It's a system that demands a lot physically and mentally, but when executed properly, it overwhelms opponents and creates chances in bunches. But the clock is ticking. While Muscat prepares for his final matches in China, the Rangers squad is still operating in limbo. Under-19 coach Stephen Smith will oversee the next league fixture, but beyond that, it's unclear who will take the reins for the upcoming European ties or the all-important domestic fixtures that follow. These are not the kind of games you want to approach without leadership and direction. Every point matters. Every result is scrutinized, and the longer the team goes without clear guidance, the harder it becomes to recover lost ground. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to get all the exclusive news about Rangers FC. Don't overlook any details about your beloved team. It's crucial for Rangers FC fans. Shockwaves are rippling through Pittodrie Stadium as whispers turn into headlines. Jesper Karlsson, Aberdeen's dazzling winger, has reportedly sealed a deal with none other than Rangers. The football world in Scotland is buzzing with disbelief, as fans try to reconcile the notion that one of their brightest stars has seemingly switched allegiances in the blink of an eye. Karlsson, who has been a pivotal figure for Aberdeen over the past seasons, has earned praise for his blistering pace, pinpoint crosses, and uncanny knack for finding the net at crucial moments. Supporters had long seen him as the heart of the team, a player capable of lifting the Dons when the going got tough. Yet now, the very idea that he might line up at Ibrox instead has left many feeling a mixture of betrayal and awe. Rumors suggest that negotiations have been quietly underway for weeks, with Rangers management reportedly swooning over the Swedish international's potential to bolster their attacking options. Sources close to the matter hint at a lucrative contract, one that Aberdeen could hardly match, prompting whispers of financial temptation behind the scenes. Some insiders even claim Karlsson was approached directly by the Gers manager, igniting speculation about whether the player had been considering the move for some time. In Aberdeen, the news has sparked fiery debates. Pundits argue over what this means for the club's ambitions, with some fearing a destabilizing effect on team morale, while others point out that the transfer market often plays by its own ruthless rules. Social media has erupted with fans expressing shock, anger, and disbelief, with hashtags ranging from hashtag #KarlssonBetrayal to hashtag DonsForever trending across platforms. Meanwhile, Rangers supporters are cautiously optimistic, aware that the arrival of a talent like Karlsson could tilt the balance in domestic competitions. While the dust has yet to settle, the rumor alone has already changed the conversation around Scottish football. Could this be the start of a trend of big names defecting between rival clubs? Or is it merely a fleeting spark in the ever-heated world of transfer speculation? One thing is certain. The eyes of the footballing world are now firmly on Carlson, and the next few weeks promise a drama no fan will want to miss. As the saga unfolds, one question hangs in the air. Has Aberdeen truly lost a star? Or is this just the latest chapter in Scotland's most enthralling transfer tale? For now, the whispers are louder than ever, and the nation waits with bated breath. Greetings, fans. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as it's greatly appreciated by Rangers FC. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments section below. Until the next video, stay tuned.